welcome everyone to my YouTube channel today. I am Coco Usaze, and if today is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you're regular, always like our video. When you watch, always like the video and drop your comments before you check out, and don't forget to share. Now today, I don't know, we're not talking much today. I'm just going to tell you stories about me. I'm sure a lot of people have been asking questions. This Coco says, what's up about you? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? So today I'm just going to share a little bit about a part of my life. Now, I was a young lady that grew up in a house of 6 ladies, and I was the 6th one. So you can imagine, I was never interested in cooking. Like, seriously, calling cooking was like just off to my bottom. I was never interested in cooking. I wasn't a food kind of person. I liked more snack, easygoing food, and so I was really not bothered about cooking. Nobody actually called me to come and cook anything, but I was very good at errands. In fact, send me on an errand within the speed of light, I'm back. So I really did not see the use why I should learn how to cook. However, because my mom also baked, I learned how to bake very quickly. At my early age, I was already baking, and I found it so much fun, and I saw it much fun than cooking. So I remember one day my mom told me, said, Kay, this one that you are going, won't you learn how to cook? And I told her, Mommy, why should I learn how to cook? You know those useful as of parents. Mommy, why should I learn how to cook? And she said, okay, if you don't learn how to cook, you are in Africa. What will you give to your husband when you get married? I say, Mommy, leave that thing. If I marry, hey, my husband will be so happy. I say in the morning we take bread and tea. In the afternoon, I will be at work, but we can just take meat pie. In the evening, we can just. My mom say, hey, I am finished. He said in less than 1 week, your husband will send him back to the house. And it was so funny, but I felt she was just joking because I was like, which man would not like the new modern kind of life instead of the whole swallow rice thing? Everybody should learn to, upgrade. My own small mind. And I remember the embarrassing thing that happened to me some time ago. I went visiting a couple, and the wife was expecting visitors, and she was actually cooking. And all of a sudden they got a call. Herself and the husband got a call from their church. Their pastor called them to come for something very important. And she told me, say, Coco, you know what? You see, everything is there. Just help me prepare the food and help me. And it was soup. I think it was either banga or soup. I can't really remember. And she said, just help me wrap up the whole thing and make it in the cooler. We'll be right back. Trouble have started. When she left me, I was looking at myself. I was looking at all the ingredients. And I started asking myself, okay, 1 plus 1, which should go in first? I'll pick one, I'll just put inside, I'll turn the soup again. I'll say, okay, maybe it's time for pepper, I'll put pepper. Yeah, maybe it's time for onions. I was just guessing, and that was how I made that soup. After making that soup, I made the eba. I took off before they came back because I could not wait to hear in fact, the insult they put on my head, because for God's sake, that time I finished secondary school and I still didn't know how to cook. And I didn't go back to that house for like 3 weeks. When I got back, the lady was telling me, Kay, where have you been? My visitors, in fact, they so love that food. And I was like, this is my body, you knew what happened to that food. You will not be thanking me. And then she told me, oh, please, you just help me make the egusi soup. And I told her, please, my mom asked me actually to come. I was running away because I knew if I got lucky the first time, I would not be lucky the second time. And so I ran away. But after the day, that something started within me. I started asking my mom, whenever we want to cook, I was okay, what food are we cooking? How can I cook this food? What should I do? I started getting notes down to write down, okay, we're making egusi soup. Okay, what's the first thing we're doing about egusi soup? What's the first thing we're putting? I started writing out recipes for each food. What time to put the food, what time to put salt, at what point should I put the seasoning, at what point should I put pepper, at what point should I put onion. I started writing down everything. That was how I actually started cooking. So sometimes people look at me and they're like, wow, your food is I'm sure you started cooking for your mother's woman. I'm like, oh, me? Sorry, I was someone that misthrown into cooking. It was just by favor and seriousness that got me where I am. So I started cooking and I discovered that cooking was actually very interesting. Very, very interesting. I know some people will not agree with me on this, but I find cooking really, really interesting. I enjoy cooking. And some time ago, I remember I had a visitor in my house after I got married. Actually, I had a visitor in my house, and the couple, they came, they ate, and after eating, the person looked at me and said, funny enough, it was actually a pastor of mine, came and said, Kay, what are you doing with this talent of yours? How can you know how to cook like this and you never thought of doing a business out of it? You never thought of getting money out of it? You never thought of monetizing it? And I said, well, I just like cooking. And before that time, a lot of people invite me, oh, they're having birthdays, oh, come and help me cook. I'll go and cook for free. Oh, we're doing this, come and help me cook. It's a wedding, come and join us to cook. And I was cooking for free and it was fun to me. And my pastor then said, no, you can monetize this thing. Don't just do it for free. Monetize it. Begin to do deliveries. And I remember then I was in the city of Port Harcourt and I said, okay. And then I started snapping my food, post it on my status, and I said, okay, order for your bowls of soup, bowls of stew, whatever it is, will deliver to your home. And just like that, I didn't need to do much. Just my regular meals I cook in my house, and all of a sudden I started getting calls from people. Oh, you make bowls of food. Oh, you do this. How much do you sell this? How much for this bowl? How much for this bowl? And that was how my food business started. I started, and funny enough, I was working. It's not like I was jobless. I had a good job at that time. I was working and I was earning, at least at that time, it was okay. And this was just additional income, which was also sweet, because I saw myself, I became really, really busy, because the job I was doing at that time was taking virtually all my time. I was a HRO/admin for my company that I was working. And please, if you've watched my other video, don't say, oh, it was that job. It wasn't that job, this was another one. So I was working at that time when I was really working in a good corporate environment, and I really enjoyed my job. But here am I had a business at hand I could actually run without interfering with my job, and I took orders. Then I remember I go to work in the morning, close from work, I already have orders. As I'm closing from work, sometimes I'm rushing to the market to buy things. I buy things, I go home, I start cooking. I cook, put in the bowls, and then deliver. I deliver to the clients. Sometimes I remember there were days that 11 p.m. I was rushing out of my house to go and make deliveries for people. I had to have a steady cab man who was always coming to pick me. Whenever the foods are ready, I'll come out 11 p.m. Sometimes I'm going to deliver in the city of Port Harcourt to people that were ordering for food. I had steady customers, and my customers were, oh my god, they were so pleased with the food. And from there I started getting referrals. People started calling me for several events to come and cook for their company meetings and weddings and church events and all that. And I never saw it like, okay, it was burdensome, because it was something I loved doing. It was something that was a passion to me. And the truth is, for some of those contracts I had, I made more than ×3 of my monthly salary. Yes, I made more than ×3 of my monthly salary from some of those contracts. And it was so easy. I didn't need to spend so much to start the business. All I needed was my phone, my phone and posting of pictures on my status and say, oh, you can order for food. And here was I, or sending food to people all over the city of Port Harcourt. And when I left Port Harcourt, that gave me a base and said, okay, I can do much more. I went to Lagos, I opened my restaurant, and it was mind-blowing. It was really mind-blowing. So my story on catering, today I'm still into catering. Once upon a time I had to pause for a while because I went to a city that I saw, oh, things were quite different. Food there was cheap and pricing for food there was not good enough for me, and I had to pause. But after a while I told myself, come on, what am I pausing for? The fact that I'm in city A doesn't mean I cannot do my business in city B, and I had to start up again. And the truth is, it's been so amazing. It's been so amazing knowing that I could spend almost nothing to get so much, especially when it comes to publicity. I didn't need to do so much advert to make the money and to get the clients that I needed. So I don't know who this story has encouraged today, but you can start from your Jerusalem. You don't need to go so far. Yes, there are times you need to step out. There are times you need to go the extra mile. But if you have an Android phone and you have a phone right there, you have data, that business that you're pushing for, you can start it anyhow. Start getting the customers even before you even think of doing the business. You can make it happen for yourself as well. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my story. And until we see again, bye.